Harvard lawyer Lee, and what a start we had today to the defamation trial between actor Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard. You have got to subscribe. You cannot miss a day of news about this trial. Today we saw absolutely explosive opening statements from both sides of attorneys, but particularly some brand new, very serious accusations from Amber Heard's side. These are brand new. We haven't heard a lot of these before. Well, I'm going to kick off with Depp's side because he went first. You need to stick around to hear the really explosive things that Amber Heard is going to claim in this trial. Now, Depp is suing Amber Heard for $50 million for defamation. His attorney, Benjamin Chew, started right out the bat with the article that started the lawsuit. It's an op-ed piece that Amber Heard wrote for the Washington Post in 2018 at the height of the Me Too movement. Now, Benjamin Chew read 3 statements from the article. Shortened versions are, I spoke up against sexual violence. Then, 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse. And institutions protect men accused of abuse. None of those statements mentions Depp, but Depp says it's pretty obvious. 2 years before that, Amber Heard was in court seeking a restraining order against him, claiming he had abused her. Plus, just a few days later, Depp lost his signature role of Captain Jack Sparrow. So it was pretty clear that other people connected the article too. According to Depp, this absolutely devastated his career and falsely and unfairly cast him as a villain. They talked about the attack that Amber Heard claimed happened on September 21st, 2016. The police, Depp's attorney said, found no property damage and no evidence on Amber that she had been abused. So Amber and her friends staged evidence, Depp's attorneys say, made fake bruises with makeup, called the police back, made a false report, and then got a temporary restraining order, all based on false evidence that didn't really happen. Depp had been in numerous long-term relationships, they said, and had never been accused of anything remotely like what Amber Heard says he did. Heard, on the other hand, they said was a profoundly troubled person, that Depp had to run into the bathroom and lock it to try to get away from her as she screamed and chased him, that it got so bad that when they traveled, his people booked a separate room for him so he could get away from her when she was aggressive. And then Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez, said that Depp is going to testify. So you definitely want the notifications on so you get that and you know when he testifies. She acknowledged that Depp uses drugs and alcohol, but she says that does not make him an abuser. According to Depp's side, Amber Heard threw a bottle at Johnny Depp and severed the tip of his finger during a fight while they were talking about a post-nuptial agreement. Johnny, when he was abused by Amber, just took it. And the reason, they said, is because he had grown up with an abusive mother, and his go-to reaction was just to take it, hide, get out of the way. That, they said, was how he handled it. But her accusations that he was the one who was the abuser absolutely ruined his reputation. That may be true, but that makes this case even more questionable because the allegations from Amber were absolutely explosive. We have no idea yet whether these are true. We'll be finding that out over the trial. Amber Heard's attorney, Ben Rottenborn, started out questioning whether Depp would be able to prove the words Heard had used were even about him, much less that they were false. He also said that none of Depp's witnesses could talk freely because they know what happens to people who stand up to Depp. They said that the people around him help enable the man who describes himself as the monster. That is a big ask for proof. We'll see whether they can bring evidence of that at trial. They went on to say that this man's, Depp's, poor choices have brought him to this courtroom. It was his own refusal to be sober. It was the fact that he fired the people around him that kept him on track, like his longtime agent, his business managers, his lawyers, people who had represented him for years, that kept him from being on track and in control. The op-ed, they said, that didn't have anything to do with his damages. He is going to claim, they say, that he'd lost Pirate 6 because of this, but the truth is, Amber Heard's folks said, that Disney was considering dropping him for months before this, that Disney had a dossier on him, and it didn't even include the op-ed piece that Amber Heard did. Furthermore, apparently, Depp had said he wouldn't do Pirate 6 even if Disney paid him more than he had ever made on another film. Rotenborn ended with the statement that it's time to make Johnny take responsibility, to tell him, Mr. Depp, stop blaming other people for your self-created problems. And then Elaine Bredehoft got up with the really explosive allegations. We will see what happens and what gets proven, but here they are. To start with, Bredehoft said, they, Depps people, want to turn this into a soap opera. Very ironic given what her allegations were. She did a masterful job. She told it as a story, did with very little reference to notes, did a really masterful job. She started talking about the photographs that of Amber Heard's bruises and said that they would prove that these photographs were not doctored and were the originals that actually showed bruises. She said that Johnny Depp had an enormous amount of rage, and it was rage fueled by alcohol and drugs, that he viewed Amber like his mother and the sister that he hated. She said that Johnny Depp got prescription drugs from a concierge doctor who charges $100,000 a month, and that doesn't even include the cocaine, the MDA, the ecstasy, the mushrooms that he takes. She humanized Amber, talking about her being from Austin, Texas, having a 1-year-old daughter, and said that her father, while they were breaking horses, had taught her that you never show fear or pain or emotion. And so that's why she never told anybody about what Johnny Depp was doing to her. Then she went to Hollywood with $180 in her pocket and took buses to auditions until she got her big break when Johnny Depp hired her for the Rum Diaries. At the time, both Depp and Heard were in relationships with other people, but later, when they broke up, they got together. According to the attorney, Amber Heard fell in love with the Johnny Depp that you see on screen. The charming, eccentric, funny guy that we all love on screen. But this is what she said, sadly, the monster came in the way. The monster would come out when he was drinking and when he was taking the drugs, she said. She talked about a tattoo that Johnny Depp had of Winona Ryder when he dated Winona Ryder. And he changed it to Wine Forever after he broke up with Winona Ryder. Apparently, he had the tattoo Slim for Amber, and he turned it to Scum when they broke up. According to the attorney, Depp hit Amber Heard with all of his rings on, his signature rings that you always see him wearing. He knocked her off the sofa, and her face landed in the filthy, dirty carpet, she said. Johnny got on his knees, started crying, and said he was sorry. And I thought I had put the monster away for good. He wrote horrible things about her and to her on mirrors and lampshades and clothing and countertops. And then there was one incident where after a week of cocaine with Marilyn Manson and taking 8 to 10 ecstasy, after all of that, she barricaded herself in her room for a time and then came out to find mashed potatoes spread around and messages written on the staircase about things related to her cheating with co-stars she had had. She made an allegation that Johnny Depp had tried to urinate messages to Amber Heard. Amber Heard, according to the attorney, didn't want the public or Depp's kids to know, so she kept all of this quiet. Although they did marry without a prenup, Amber Heard claims she offered a postnup, and Depp himself is the one who canceled the postnup. Then she told a story about an incident 1 month after they were married and while they were in Australia, where Depp ripped off her nightgown, hurled bottles at her, dragged her across the floor, punched her, kicked her. And at that point, Court TV bleeped out a portion of it. I am not sure what was said. There was somebody who was documenting what was being said who was actually present, and they said that it chronicled a sexual assault on her with a bottle. But I didn't hear that, so I can't say whether or not it said that. Amber also found naked pictures of another woman, and she claims Johnny Depp was having an affair. Amber Heard says the only time she hit Johnny Depp was when her sister Whitney was standing in the way trying to prevent a fight between Amber and Johnny, and she thought Johnny was going to push her sister down the stairs, so she hit Johnny to prevent that. The attorney made a great deal about the fact that Johnny had never been through rehab, even though he was a lifelong drug addict. He'd been through 3- and 5-day cleanses a couple of times, but no serious rehab. She told one story about Depp dragging Amber through the apartment, up the stairs with his foot and knee in her back. The bed frame splintered. Heard was suffocating in a pillow. She woke up after passing out. And she says that's where the pictures of the hair, which you may have seen in the news, came from. And that's the point at which Amber texted a friend, said, "I'm supposed to be on the James Corden show tomorrow, but Johnny beat me up really good this time." And Heard used makeup to try to hide that during the interview. She said that things got so bad, Johnny Depp's friends wouldn't even go to his private island in the Bahamas with him. This is going to be an absolutely explosive trial. You don't want to miss a minute. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video for installment 3.